Welcome friends, welcome back to the kitchen. I had this dinner plan in my head today and I went to the grocery store to get a couple of items that I didn't have. And of course the two things I needed, I couldn't get. I went to a bunch of different stores and I wasn't able to get them. So sort of rejigged this recipe a little bit, and this is the kind of recipe that is very easy to modify. So I know that I've talked about this before. Julie and I have traveled extensively across China. We did a 6-month trip that went from edge to edge to edge to edge in China, and we went by train, and we also went by boat. We took a boat down the Yangtze. So, and we've been to Hong Kong dozens of times to work and to just hang out. And this is essentially a riff on clay pot rice. So I will link below to a video that we shot in Hong Kong in, I don't know, 2007, eating clay pot rice at one of the night markets. And when we go there, I absolutely love eating clay pot rice. And then this idea of clay pot rice we saw all across China, and in fact, in other countries in Asia, not always cooked in clay pots. Sometimes cooked in bare cast iron pots, sometimes cooked in, like I'm gonna do it today, in a rice cooker. And other times just cooked in a regular pot on the stove. But the idea is that you take rice, you flavor it, and you put a couple of different kinds of protein in it. You cook it all in one, and sometimes you might throw some vegetables on top right at the very end. And I've seen this with all kinds of proteins. Today I'm going to use chicken, but I have seen it with all kinds of proteins. I've even had it in Hong Kong made with Spam. So, if you're super traditional and you think there's only one way to make clay pot rice, this might be a good time for you to click away and go and watch a different video. So in this bowl here, I have some chicken thighs. I've got 4 chicken thighs that I've chopped up fairly fine. And I'm taking just the smallest little half teaspoon of XO sauce. XO sauce is very strongly flavored. I'll put a little bit more information about it down below. It is a sauce that comes from Hong Kong, and it's used in a lot of Hong Kong or Cantonese cooking in the same way that you see me using Marmite here in beef stews and stuff. Adds an incredible flavor. On its own, I think it's too strong, but if you put a little bit in, you're really going to bump up all of the other flavors that are in this dish. Okay, so that's the XO sauce. This is cornstarch, or if you're in certain parts of the world, it could be called corn flour. I have some sesame oil. Put that in. This is oyster sauce. And so, just maybe a tablespoon or 2 of oyster sauce. And soy sauce. I'm going to grate in some ginger. So the 2 ingredients that I couldn't find today, I went to a bunch of different grocery stores that usually have it, is Chinese cooking wine. For some reason, nobody had it. And dry cured Chinese pork sausage that is pretty integral to this dish, but I think we're going to be fine without it. I know that some people don't like this this sausage. It has a very strong flavor, and some people don't really like that strong flavor. I don't think I'm going to miss it too much. I do like it, but it's not a huge deal to me. And instead of the Chinese wine, cooking wine, I'm just going to use mirin. It's going to bring us a lot of the same flavors. It's going to do about the same thing. It's not quite traditional, but we're making it at home. We can do what we need to do in order to get dinner on the table. Now, we'll just get in there and we'll mix this all together, get all those flavors going, get the cornstarch in there, get the chicken fully coated. Now, if you've got the time, let this marinate for 20 minutes, half an hour, maybe an hour. I know some people let it go overnight, really get the flavor into the chicken. But if you don't have enough time and you've just got to get it into the pot, don't worry about marinating it. You're still going to get some really good, robust flavor by not marinating it. So this is a $10 rice cooker that I have had, Julie and I have had forever at this point. I don't remember when we got it. It's been around so long. This was a $10 rice cooker. I looked online today. You can still buy this exact same rice cooker for less than 30 bucks. Only does one thing. You turn it on. That's it. It cooks. So into this rice cooker, I have a cup of jasmine rice. You could use any rice that you want. Whatever rice you have in your cupboard. You don't need to buy a special rice. I usually have jasmine or basmati. Next ingredient are these dried shiitake mushrooms. I've reconstituted them in hot water, but they come dry like this. Really super flavorful. And so those go into the pot. These are just little pearl onions that I've cut in half. Sometimes I put onion in, sometimes I put garlic in, sometimes I put onion and garlic. I'll chop up some celery sometimes. I'll really finely slice up some carrot sometimes and stick it in. Really depends on my mood and what I've got in the fridge. Don't overthink it. Don't overthink it. I've got some chicken stock. I'm going to put that in. And in goes the chicken and all of the sauce ingredients. Now, just give that a bit of a stir. Stir it all together. Stick the lid on and turn it on. Okay, after about 20-25 minutes, this automatically shuts off and goes to keep warm. And at this point, it's cooked. It's ready to go. But there's a signature part to the Hong Kong clay pot rice that I really like. And that's a kind of crunchy, caramelized bottom. And I can get that by leaving this for another 20 minutes with this in the keep warm setting. So on top of that, I'm going to add some soybeans. I've got some frozen soybeans. Just going to throw those on top. And some broccoli, same sort of thing. Just going to toss it on top. I'm going to put the lid back on, and I'm going to let this go for another 20 or 25 minutes.
Hey, Glenn.
Hey, Jules.
Hey, friends.
Cheater clay pot rice.
Your lack of a clay pot? Is that the cheating part?
That is the cheating part. Well, the lack of the clay pot, and even if I had a clay pot, I couldn't use it on the induction stove in here. So
no, it doesn't do well with clay.
So not at all.
Is it going to be as good as the, the woman who had the stall under the stairs?
Probably not as good as the stall under the stairs. That is an amazing clay pot rice there. Okay. It's one of those things that is comforting, and you just want to keep shoveling it into your mouth.
Well, it's pretty good. Now, you flavored it mainly with, I should say I taste that you flavored it mainly with soy.
I use soy, oyster sauce, and XO sauce. Mm-hmm. So the XO sauce really gives it a little bit of a seafoody flavor, which I really like. I couldn't find the sausage that I would put in it today, so.
Do what you got. Mm-hmm. Use what you got. Mm-hmm. But you could use something that's more of a hoisin sauce or more of a. Like, there's so many other flavors.
Like you could change this up so much. And as we traveled across China, we saw it in so many different ways. And I remember the one way we saw it, it was cooked inside the bamboo tube.
That was really good.
That was incredible.
That was, yeah.
Different set of flavors, different cooking method, but is essentially the same idea. Something cooked together with the rice as one meal served in the cooking vessel.
It is just a reminder that the base of all food is the same. It's those slight variations are more about regional food, regional vegetables, and regional spices. But that idea of a rice or a carbohydrate with some vegetables
and some protein. Yeah. And you move over towards India and Pakistan and it becomes a biryani. right?
Good for you.
All right, and so it crosses all of the cultures. It's just in certain regions it manifests as one certain
It's like,
thing.
how many ways can you make a dumpling?
Yeah, I mean,
Everybody has bread, a dumpling, yeah.
and down here at the bottom
Is all the crunchy bits?
is the crunchy bits. Let me get some of the crunchy bits. Okay.
All right, enjoy.
So this is a super simple meal. In this rice cooker, about 25 minutes it was done, it was cooked, and then I put some vegetables in, put the lid back on, and let it go for another 20 or 25 minutes. And it's perfect. And it's great for lunches. It's something that you could make and take for lunch.
I think I might have to do that.
Thanks for stopping by. See you again soon.